Hello and welcome, my flight sim fanatics. Captain K-Man returning to the flight deck after a short break, and we are back with a new high-end PC from Origin Systems driving our X-Plane 11 simulator. You may have noticed a couple of stress test videos I did prior to this video. That was me trying to iron out the kinks, and let me tell you, there was quite a few to iron out. My X-Plane was crashing almost every single flight, and all of my usual tricks, they just weren't working. I then made the epic mistake of upgrading to a beta VR copy of X-Plane, thinking maybe they did something to fix the problem I was having. Nope, it just made everything worse. If you haven't figured it out the hard way like I did, let me tell you this right now. Do not update to a VR beta if you do not have a VR headset. You're going to greatly regret this, let me tell you. Thankfully, I was able to erase all the garbage that got put into the simulator, and I let it re-download version 11.11R2. I then flushed out all the junk, and that got me going again and took care of all the crashing that I was having, finally. But then I screwed myself over again by installing some plugins to try and help me improve the frame rate when I'm in heavy scenery like New York City or LA. All I ended up actually doing was destroying the frame rate even worse, so I had to wipe out all those plugins and my preferences once again and start over from scratch. And then finally I had to accept the fact that even with a super powered computer like this one, you just can't have everything turned on max. You can't. I finally, after coming to grips with that, now I have a sim though where I have it where I want it. I have a ton of detail still, high settings, far more detail than default X-Plane 11 ever had, as I have built a bunch of custom OSM overlays on top of my custom ortho, which is sitting on top of HD Mesh version 4.0. This high-def version of X-Plane is extremely taxing on my hardware, but I still tend to stay around 40 plus frames per second. New York City and LA can still drag me down into the low 20 or high 20s, low 30s. But through it all, the sim is staying smooth, which is what's most important. My old system would have caught fire if I tried to run the stuff I am tossing out this new computer on it. So if I don't have any fancy plugins though, and I'm just using default X-Plane assets, I get around 80 to 100 frames per second. But I like my cities being stuffed full of buildings, roads, and traffic. X-Plane was built around a 30 frame per second model, so I consider 40 to be icing on the cake, with World Traffic 3 going full blast, xEnviro almost at full blast, and all the OSM data I could possibly stuff into my scenes. Now for some semi-bad news for my subscribers who have made flight requests in the past. I forgot to save my request spreadsheet that I used to track requests for my flights when I was backing up all the old data off my old computer. So all my requests are gone. My apologies. But the good news is you can start leaving your requests again in the comment sections below, and I will put them on the new spreadsheet. I am looking forward to filling this sheet up with your flight requests. But before you go clicking and making a request, a little disclaimer and some guidelines. First off, I am not obligated to fly any requested flight. So if I reject your flight, please don't get mad with me. Please don't click the unsubscribe button. Just consider your requests as suggestions on where you would like me to go next. If it lines up with what I like to do, how I like to fly, and there is a payware or almost payware quality representation of the airports you want me to use, and I have the aircraft that you want, then most likely I will do the flight for you. I just don't fly default X-Plane airports. I'm not an elitist or a snob. It's just, despite the great efforts on the community's part, they're just not up to the standards that I want for my recordings. So, that's that. Condition number 2. If the airport is not World Traffic 3 ready, there is a big chance that I will not do the flight for you. If I think that the airport you want me to use looks good enough, I'll make a route package for it. That's kind of my specialty. I make route packages for World Traffic 3. I make them as detailed as possible with every airline possible represented, and I try to follow the real-world operations procedures for the airport. So if I deem the airport worthy, I'll do that for you, and thus your flight will be put on the requested list. Obviously, it'll probably be delayed because I'm going to have to sit there and do all this work that should have already been done by the original airport designer in the first place. And I'm going to harp on this again because it needs to sink into people's heads. I got blasted the other day because I was a little harsh on one guy, and I apologized for it. But my stance still stands. Do not release an airport, payware or freeware, claiming it to be X-Plane 11, and it's missing all the taxi route and gate network information. On X-Plane 11, if your airport app DAT file is missing this information, your airport is not finished. It is not done, and you should not be releasing it onto the org or any other website that hosts X-Plane 11 airport files. Get this information into your airport. It doesn't take that long. You can find all the gate information freely on the web, and routes, you can find the charts, everything that you need to get that stuff into the airport. All right, so do it. Don't argue. Stop trying to defend it. There's nothing to defend against. This is information that's needed in X-Plane 11. It wasn't needed in X-Plane 10, but it's needed in X-Plane 11. So start putting that stuff in there if you're claiming your airport is X-Plane 11 ready. All right, so that being said, let's get on to the guidelines here. When you are making a request for a flight, when you make the request, please give me the departure and arrival airport's ICO. That's the 4-letter designation for it. Please tell me what country these airports are in, what aircraft you'd like me to use for the flight, and what airline you would like me to fly for. Please try to keep your flight requests to airports that are no more than 3 hours apart. I don't like to do long-haul flights. I don't have time for that kind of flying, and that's it. So happy requesting. Now on to today's flight. I vaguely remember someone asking me to fly out of Phoenix Sky Harbor International to someplace in California. I just can't remember where they wanted me to go, so I've improvised. We'll be doing a short shakedown flight from Phoenix into John Wayne, Orange County in Santa Monica, California today. Total time en route will be just over an hour, so basically we're going to go up to cruise and then come right back down. We'll be flying for my favorite airline today, Southwest, aboard my latest livery paint job, Pocahontas 1. This livery is available on the org if you have the IXEG 737-300, which is what we're going to be flying today. The Zibo is in my hangar, and I have done some test flights with it. It's still missing some features that I want or require, and it still has some nasty bugs and quirks in it that can really ruin your day if you aren't careful. So I'm just not going to use that yet, at least not for our first official video flight here on my new system. We'll be departing at 01:30 Zulu time today, so we're going to get a nice, pretty dusk takeoff here, as you can see. And we'll be arriving in Santa Monica as the sun is setting and the city lights are coming to life. I do have custom reshade settings running today on top of my sim, and I have set them into camera mode rather than out of your eyes mode. So basically I have exaggerated bloom on my night flight here. It really makes the city come to life. So basically this is going to look like I filmed it with a GoPro camera with a long exposure lens. Or long exposure setting. All right, enough babbling. It's time to get this flight started. First off, we need to meet with our virtual crew in the pilot's briefing room, pick up our paperwork, and check the weather forecast for our flight. So let's head over to the Southwest briefing room, and then we'll head out to our bird, do the walk around, and get our flight underway. Follow me! All right, so here we are in the briefing room today. Getting ready to look over our paperwork. We're Southwest Flight 868 today. My first officer today is Isabella Cruz. Isabella, if you want to say hello there to everyone.
Hello, everyone. We are very happy to have you with us on today's flight. We hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Thank you.
And thank you, Isabella. All right, what a lovely virtual lady she is. So, our flight today is Phoenix Sky Harbor International. We are heading to John Wayne, Orange County. Right there. Departure time today is 01:30 Zulu time. That's a dusk flight out of Phoenix today. We are flight number 868. We are a Boeing 737-300 aircraft today. We have 105 packs on board today, I believe. You can see the ticker tape at the bottom showing all of the specifics of today's flight. We do have a SID and STAR departure today. We're on the ISO 6 departure, harbor transition, and then we're on the Disney 3 arrival for Santa Monica there. Winds at top of climb today, 227.51 knots. We have 11,800 pounds of fuel on board today. Payload 26,450 pounds, giving us a zero fuel weight balance of 100.881. We'll round up to 100.9 once we get in the aircraft and get it set up and running. Expected runway for today's takeoff is 25 right. Expected arrival runway 20 right. That'll be an ILS approach onto 20 right today. And the only other information I really need out of the briefing here, I just want to do a quick visual of our flight plan here today. And that looks good. I want to take a quick look here at our winds here. That's the winds at 30,000 feet. So you can see here 46 knots, and then up at 34,000 our cruise today. They'll be at around 55 knots blowing straight into our face, so that'll slow us down a little bit. Probably add another 10 minutes into our flight, most likely. And that's flight level 390. There's the cross-section profile of our takeoff and descent today. So that looks brilliant. All right, so let's see. Let's go over to the weather station here. We use windy.com for all of our weather needs. Winds are pretty darn calm here. Let me do a refresh real quick just to make sure we're all good here. Get rid of that. Okay. Winds are still pretty good. Verifying the METAR data, 2907 knots. So yes, runway 25 right will still hold true. Visibility 10 miles. There's no clouds under 12,000 feet today, so pretty clear skies up there today. Temperature 22, dew point to -3, altimeter 29903. Fantastic. So that's our winds. Wind gusts. None over Phoenix really. There's no rain anywhere to be seen today. Cloud coverage, negligible. Nothing that's going to get in our way here today. So next we'll go over to John Wayne County, California, where we have a different story here. Looks like we have cloud coverage. Is it raining? We got light rains around San Bernardino and some light rains over Santa Ana. It's Santa Ana. It's not Santa Monica, it's Santa Ana. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Santa Monica people. It is Santa Ana. So the airport is right there, stuffed in all these housings and all that other good stuff here. So the winds are 180 at 6 knots, so our runway heading of 20 right still holds true. Visibility 9 miles. We've lost some visibility because of clouds. Let's see, clouds 1,000 feet, scattered 3,100, broken 3,700, altimeter 3003. And that is not expected to change too terribly much by the time we get there in about an hour and 20 minutes. Fantastical. All right, so next we're going to go over to the Pilot to ATC Dispatch Center here. Take a look at our flight plan. Take a look at it here on our satellite imagery here. Everything looks pretty straightforward. Top of descent just east of those lovely mountains. What mountain range is that? I do not know. My California geography is very poor. Anyway, we'll be top of descent coming just down over the mountains, flying into the LA area here, and we'll be doing that 20 right landing down there. Cruise today, 34,000 feet. Planned ground speed today, 450 knots. The journey is about 300 nautical miles, so about 50 minutes estimated time en route. Total gate to gate should be an hour and 10 to an hour and 20 minutes, somewhere around in there. So that looks fantastic. As you can see here, we got the ISO 6, runway 25 right, harbor transition filed, Disney 3 arrival, 20 right ILS approach. With the, I have no idea what, Emerald transition? That might translate to Emerald transition. Not too sure. They don't always list these things on our charts. So anyway, that's it. I guess the final do-ha-diggy-doo. Let's take a look at our charts here, shall we? Go back over here. So we're at Terminal 4 here, gate Delta 3, Delta 5, one of the deltas. So basically right here on this arm here. We're expecting the 25 right departure, so it's going to be a really short taxi onto the active and then zoom straight out to the west. And once we depart west, we're going to be on the ISO 6 departure here. We'll take off flying heading 258 and then start a slight right-hand turn to the Keens waypoint, ISO, and then all the way up to the harbor. After that point, we'll end up in Santa Monica, and I'm not completely sure. Did I load Santa Monica's charts? No, I did not. Start loading charts here. Okay, this shouldn't take too long. So our star arrival today is the Disney, so we're going to click on Disney right here. All right, so we have the Emerald transition, which is right here. So we'll be coming down. We don't really have... There's our flight restriction. We need to be at 30,000 feet or above once we hit which. Then we need to start slowing down to 180 knots. We need to be above flight level 240, and then you can see we're descending now over those mountains here. This is not to scale, so we're coming down over the mountains here, 17,000 to flight level 190 at road, and then we just keep flying right on in until we hit Disney. Once we hit Disney, we're going to be on our approach today, and our approach is ILS 20 right. So there it is. We're going to hit the Sager, I think, is what our flight plan calls for, and then just pretty much follow it straight on in. So there we go. That's it for the briefing. So let's everybody get inside the actual plane. We'll get it powered up, get it aligning the ILS system, and then we'll head outside and do a quick walk around here. So let's get to it. All right, we are on the flight deck here, and we are ready to start getting things in order. Oops, hold up, I need my charts here. Okay. First things first, battery armed. Everything's looking good here. Standby power is guarded, alt flaps are guarded, wipers off, electrical hydro pumps off, landing gear is down, locked, weather radar off, parking brake is set, cockpit lighting set as required, and let's get some ground power established here. All right. There's the bats, galley power. Emergency lights, seatbelts on, and let them know that we've got power established to the aircraft. All right, we're going to start the alignment here. 7 minutes to align, and align. Fantastic. Do some quick tests overhead here. Happy with all that. Light bulb check up here, make sure everything's good. Yep. Alright, we're good to go there. Alright, everything is set up here where we need it for now. We got the preliminary here. And, oh boy, I'm out of practice here, aren't I? Alright, let's do our fire and safety checks here. Good. Good. Circuit 1 and 2. Cargo set. TCAS system check.
TCAS system test okay.
Alright, gonna reset the fuel gauges here. All set. Fantastic. Going back to the overhead panel here, do an overhead warning, check the flight recorder, check our pitot tubes here. All good. Alright, overhead scan. We already did the evac armed. Flight controls A and B are guarded. Spoilers are guarded. Alt flaps guarded. Yaw dampener is on. Instrument switch is normal. Fuel valves are currently closed. Cross feed check. Valve open and valve closed. AC amp, DC amp check. All that is good. Galley power is on. Standby power closed. Drivers closed. Equipment cooling on normal. Emergency lights are on. Seatbelts and smoking signs on. Wipers off. Windows heat tested. Static lit. Pilot static lights leave off at now. Hydro pumps are off. Electric engine pumps are on standby on. Cabin pressure differential. Let's get over here into Isabella's seat here. 0 and 0. We're all good. Cruising at 34,000 feet today. And our altitude is 56 feet at the other airport. So we'll set for 60 feet here. Fantastic. All right, back to our checklist here. Blah, 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 blah. Where are we at? Cabin pressure differential, good. Cabin pressure set. Set temperature as required. We'll put this in auto mode. We did our overhead test. Recirc fan is now on. Packs are off. Bleeds on. Okay. Altitudes are set. Alright, landing lights check here. Or light check, I should say. Landing lights are all off. Taxi lights are off. Everything is in the off position likewise. So we're good there. Light check good. Dimmer check. Autopilot 1 and 2. And oxygen test. Alright, that's it for the safety. On the inside of the aircraft, set the MCP here to 5,000 feet standard, just to start with here. Close enough for government work. Autopilots 1 and 2 are armed. Our fuel flow has been reset. RTO is set. Oxygen tested. Speed brakes are up. Flaps are up. Engine start switches are cut off. Levers idle dedent. And we are ready to go outside the plane and do our walk around. So let's go outside and take care of business, shall we? Alright, we see that the pilot side pitot tubes are clear. They are ready to go. So let's walk back along this beautiful plane here. Looking at the fan blades here on engine number 1. No blades are missing. No dents, dings, burnt feathers, or any of the above. Engine cowling is good. So we'll come around here on the side. All hatches are closed. No leaks. Continuing around here. Our exhaust cone, no dents, bends, or missing parts. Looks good. Moving along the wing here. Looking for leaks, dents in the leading edge. All that looks perfectly fine. Nav lights are working. We have power, and the winglets are in good shape here. Checking along the fuselage here, nothing that looks out of whack. Everything looks good to go. Alright, beautiful. Coming around to the back side of the aircraft here. Looking at the tail. The APU is clear. Rear tail light is good. Coming around on the side here. Right side. Looking good. Such a pretty plane. I love this plane. Alright, right side fuselage is in good shape here. And right side winglet good. Nav lights are working. Moving along the wing here. Refueling is beginning. All these guys are going to drive away here in a moment. Alright, engine number 2 exhaust cone is in good shape. All hatches are secured on this engine. No leaks that we can see. Coming around to the front fan blades here. Engine number 2 fan blades are in good shape. Engine cowling good. Up under the plane we go here. Main landing gear check. Right tires are good shape. All cables and hoses secured. No leaks. Shocks and struts look to be in good shape. Duck under the aircraft here. Same for the other gear. Good shape. All cables, no leaks. All that good stuff. Alright, to the main nose wheel here. I like this guy moonwalking over here. Michael Jackson lives. All right, taxi light is good. No cracks in there. Turn off lights are good. Tires in good shape. No hydraulic leaks from the bay. System A and B, good. And first officer's pitot tubes are clear, in good shape. I deem this aircraft worthy for departure out of Phoenix Sky Harbor International. So let's get back inside this aircraft and finish getting her set up. Okay, first things first, I need to get over into Pilot to ATC here real quick. Configure the weather to use in-sim weather. Thank you. Make sure my flight is set up correctly. Flight 868. I am happy with that, and we will connect to the simulator.
Phoenix Sky Harbor INTL Information Quebec. 0 Zulu weather. Wind 280 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 21. Dew point -16.
Looking for that
Altimeter 2991.
2991.
Arriving runways 26, 25 right, 25 left. Departing runways 26, 25 right, 25
Fantastic.
left.
All right, while he's
Advise
jabbering
on
on here,
initial
we'll get our
contact you
aircraft
have
set up
Quebec.
here. All right, we are at Phoenix Sky Harbor International here. And we are heading to John Wayne.
Phoenix Sky Harbor INTL Information Quebec.
Southwest Flight 868.
0 Zulu weather. Wind
Expecting
280
25 right
at
today.
6. Visibility more than 10.
This is
Sky
a fairly
clear.
easy route here.
Temperature 21. Dew point -16.
25 right.
Altimeter 2991.
6.
Arriving runways
Harbor
26,
transition.
25 right, 25 left. Departing runways 26, 25 right, 25 left.
Where's my paperwork?
Advise
Here's my
on initial contact you have Quebec.
Okay, once we hit harbor, then it's over to, actually it's just right on to the star transition, so we can just go to star. Expect the ILS 20 right. We're on the Disney 3 arrival, Emerald transition.
Phoenix Sky Harbor INTL Information Quebec. 0
Close that
Zulu
gap
weather.
And activate.
Wind 280 at 6.
Check for
Visibility more than 10.
discontinuities. Nope.
Sky clear.
Vectors were
Temperature
good.
21. Dew point -16.
Takeoff.
Altimeter
We have
2991.
a center of gravity
Arriving
calculation of
runways
16%.
26, 25 right, 25 left. Departing runways
is currently
26,
calm, so we don't need to
25
set up any
right,
of that.
25 left.
Zero fuel weight is
Advise on initial contact you have
100.9.
Quebec.
Fuel reserves for today's flight is, let's see, 3008, 4,300 pounds of reserve fuel. Cost index 36 for this old bird.
Phoenix
Cruising
Sky
at
Harbor
34,000.
INTL Information Quebec.
Winds at top climb
0
57
Zulu
51.
weather. Wind 280 at 6. Visibility more than 10.
And fuel is
Sky clear.
11.8.
Temperature 21. Dew point -16.
Executing.
Altimeter 2991.
I'm happy with that. We don't need to
Arriving
derate today.
runways 26, 25 right,
Boom,
25
boom, boom.
left.
All right.
Departing
V2 is
runways
141.
26,
We'll do 141
25
plus
right,
20.
25 left.
in the
Advise on
MCP.
initial contact you have Quebec.
Set our speeds there. And up 161 here. Because this is Thriller.
Phoenix
night.
Sky Harbor INTL Information Quebec. 0 Zulu weather. Wind 280 at 6.
I got it, I got it. I got it, bro. I got it. All right, here. Southwest 868, radio check.
Southwest 868, you are loud and clear.
Fantastic, loud and clear. All right. We are about 15 minutes from pushback here, so we can start letting the people on board. And back over to our checklist here. We'll call for clearance here in about 5 minutes here. Right now, just come back in here, make sure We already did all of our pedestal checks, right? Everything's set there. Oop, I do want to set radios if we need to. Radios. Do I have any radios today? I do not have any radios today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my charts. And I'm going to put in the frequency for the localizer. That's 111.75. That way we won't have to deal with it when we're coming down. Alright, over to there.
Clearance Southwest 1017.
Southwest 1017.
Didn't get a CPGLC. We've got Zulu.
Alright, let me try to find this. Now, Southwest 1017, you're clear cage in 2 departure. Single transition as filed. Squawk is 2527.
Southwest 1017, cleared occasion 2, sting a transition, then
we're about 14 minutes out here. Ooh, while I'm thinking about it, I need to log into Worldwide Virtual here.
Yes.
So this flight counts in my record book today. So let me get loaded in there. Booked flights. Select this flight, connect to the simulator, and start the flight. Please. Thank you. Done. All right, so that's out of the way. Wonder what traffic's looking like in the area. A lot of arrivals. World Traffic 3. I keep praying for version 3.2 to come in here and fix some of our outstanding bugs here. I don't know why, but with the latest version of World Traffic 3, it has a really hard time actually setting up aircraft to follow the operations files that we have programmed. Right now, aircraft should be departing on 25 right and arriving on 26 and what is that, 0 right, I think, or 7 right, one or the other. Anyway, they should all be landing west at this time of day, and you can see they're doing it, and you can see this aircraft right here. He's taking off, and this guy's on final, and he's turning on final. But look at these guys right here. They're coming in to land on the opposite end of the runway, and they shouldn't be doing that. There's no reason for them to be doing that. Every single one of these planes, all these planes here that are coming in, they should all be coming over here and getting stacked up and ready to land on this side of the airport. But as you can see, we got some that are coming right in here just for giggles. Anything they can do to screw up today's flight. So, oh well, they won't be on our way today.
Yeah, our login's like freezing up or something. You guys having issues at all, or is it just us?
No, it's just you, but I have the clearance if you're ready to copy.
So we'll go ahead and call for clearance here after this guy's done.
I go to 413, you're cleared to the airport. We have a Phil 2 departure, Greenwood transition, that's as filed, squawk 3341.
Alright, Phil 2, Greenwood transition, squawk 3341, Delta 413.
Delta 413, have you back correct. You have an expected departure clearance time 1810, about 25 minutes from now.
1810, Delta 413, thank you.
Alright, let's do our call here. Southwest 868, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Southwest 868, we don't have a flight plan on file for you.
Oops, tee I forgot to file my flight plan. Here it is, filing it now. Alright, let's try that again. Southwest 868, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Southwest 868 is cleared to Kilo Sierra November Alpha, flight is 06 departure, with the HRRBR transition, then is filed. Expect departure runway 25 right. Climb to 5,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.2 squawk 4301.
4301. Isabel, if you could handle the readback, please.
Southwest 868 is cleared to Kilo Sierra November Alpha, flight is 06 departure with the HRRBR transition, then is filed. Climb to 5,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.2 squawk 4301.
Southwest 868 readback correct. Altimeter 29904, contact ground on 119.75 when ready for pushback. Have a nice day.
Altimeter 29904, ground on 119.75, Southwest 868.
All right, we've got our clearance and we're ready to burn out of here. We got 10 minutes until pushback here. And we need to finish up some of our checklists here. All right, FMC is confirmed. We are programmed fully in the FMC here. So we're going to go ahead and do our pre-flight checklist here. Oxygen was tested. It is 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is coming on now. Pressurization mode is in auto. Flight instruments, we are heading 090. Altimeter is 29904 set. Parking brake is set and engine start levers are in the cutoff position. Pre-flight checklist is complete. All right, Isabella, we're going to do the departure brief here and then we'll talk to the passengers back there. They should all be getting in nice and comfy back there.
694, coming 4 north, we have here.
694, good morning, around on 8 right, taxi via Echo.
8 right via Echo, 8 right, Delta 694.
All right, Isabella, we don't have any MEL issues today. I'm the pilot flying. You are the pilot monitoring. You're going to be handling radio communications today. I'm going to be focusing mostly on flying the aircraft today. We have the ISO 6 departure with the harbor transition. We're going to be taking off on runway 25 right today. Cruise altitude is 34,000 feet. And we're expecting the ILS 20 right at our arrival airport. We'll talk about that more once we do the descent briefing here. Safety brief. Once we begin the takeoff roll, I'll abort as long as our speed hasn't reached a V1 under 80 knots. I will abort for any reason necessary. We'll bring the aircraft to a stop on the runway, exit the runway if able, assess the situation, and taxi back for a go around or a try again, or however you want to pronounce that. If not, we'll head back to the gate here and have maintenance take a look at whatever the problem is. Above 80 knots, I'll only abort the takeoff in the case of a cargo fire, wing fire, engine fire.
For you, Captain.
Thank you.
Have a great flight.
Yep. Or if there's a fire or a hydraulic systems failure.
Ground F3845.
I'll close the throttle levers, apply maximum reversers if they're available, maximum braking, and we'll come to a complete stop on the runway. If there is a fire, I'll turn the aircraft so the flames are downwind, we'll get back on the upwind side of the aircraft. Passing V2, we'll take the aircraft into the air, level off at 2,000 feet. You handle the QRH, I'll handle flying the aircraft here. We'll assess the situation, and if need be, we'll return to the airport. We are slightly overweight or just underweight. Either way, we'll be able to land without any problems here. And we'll return to the airport. Weather's been checked, no TAMs, nothing that affects us. Don't think you have any questions, so departure brief is completed. And we'll go ahead and get the APU started here. And here we go. There she goes. Tick, 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 tick. And if we can actually start getting these guys out of here, so I'm going to bring up the control panel. We're going to let the fuel truck get out of here first. Get on out of here, Mr. Fuel Truck Man. And the APU is online. We'll switch over to APU power here in just a second.
Suspect 33 ground, runway 8 right.
Taxi via Dixie, Foxtrot, loader number Charlie, 1, Echo. Back out.
8 right via Dixie, Foxtrot, Charlie, and Echo, Delta 533.
Stairway can go away also, or actually the van can go away. Followed by the stairway. And loader number 2 can start his back out. Oh, really? You're just going to back out and then go right through your buddy there? Error! Error! All right, and catering trucks 1 and 2 can get out of here.
Ground Delta 2351 on the Victor Loop for 6 north.
2351, ground joint Foxtrot for ramp 5, they'll take you through for 6.
Foxtrot for ramp 5 to north 6 for Delta 2351.
Over to ground power here. Let's give some air conditioning back there for these guys. We can go ahead and close up the cargo doors and disconnect the ground power unit, please. Also, are we clear to start hydraulic pump pressurization? Yes, we are. All right, and we are 5 minutes from pushback here. Let's go ahead and get on the horn here with the good folks back there and let them know we are ready to rock and roll here. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking on behalf of the entire crew. We'd like to welcome you aboard Southwest Airlines Flight 868 nonstop service into John Wayne, Orange County, California today. Our time en route today will be about 1 hour, 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. The wind's going to be working against us today. We'll be cruising at an altitude of 34,000 feet, but we're not going to be up there for very long. We know you have a choice of airlines out there, so we do appreciate you being on board our flight today, and we hope you have a wonderful experience today. Right now, we're going to have the stellar cabin crew back there get you all situated and get that stellar briefing paid hard money to kind of listen to. We're going to be underway here in about 5 minutes, so get in your seat and get them seatbelts on, and we'll be underway shortly. Again, thank you for flying Southwest Airlines. All right. Done. Ground crew dude. And we need a pushback to right about there.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Word up, son. Word up. And we'll go ahead and start cranking up these because we're going to lose the sun here very, very soon. Boom. Good to go. All right. Let's see here. What do we got? Set our dials here. So we got
L1973 is on the Victor for Echo 20. Actually, we're going to ramp them for...
I missed it. I missed it again. Oh my God.
Delta 1973 at round 1 Foxtrot to ramp 5. They'll take you through for 6.
All right, thanks.
130. Basically, grab the last one. You know what? Just get in closer. Get in closer. That's the whole reason why we did this. So right about there. And right about here. Good enough. Close enough for government work.
Ground up 1916, 2 north, Tango. Delta 1916 ground, or wait right,
day
around
long.
on Foxtrot to ramp 3, join Echo.
Dude is walking
Hey,
hard.
Right on Fox at 3 over to Echo.
Dude
Delta
is
1916.
walking so hard. I bet she has a face of raw determination. Let's go take a look at this dude.
Boarding is completed, Captain.
Oh my God, where's your face? Yeah, thanks. This dude has no face. That's terrorizing. We're in a Stephen King novel. It's the Langoliers. God help us all. All right, departure today is going to be right about there. And we are good to go. Cabin's locked up. People are done boarding. We'll go ahead and call up Mr. Towman.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Roger that here. Southwest 868, ready for pushback and engine start.
Delta 533 at
Southwest 868, pushback and engine start approved.
ramp 3, follow a 757, will join in front of you.
At ramp 3, follow the 757, Delta 533.
Pushback and engine start approved, Southwest 868. I couldn't resist. I changed my mind, Isabella. I'm going to handle radio communications because it's so much fun talking to pilot ATC.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Yeah, roger that. All right, before start checklist, please. The flight deck door is closed and locked. MCP V2 is 161, heading 259er, altitude 5,000 feet. Our takeoff speeds today are 130, VR 132, V2 141. CDU pre-flight is completed. Rudders and aileron trim are free and zeroed out. Taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed, and the anti-collision light is, boom, coming on. And start sequence will be 2, then 1, and that is the before start checklist.
So connected and bypassed and inserted. Release parking brake.
Roger Dodger on that. It is 1:30. It is time to push. We are right on time today. All right, so let's push. We got our clearance. Parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Close off the packs here for our engine start. We'll be starting engine 2 first.
10.
There's nobody behind us.
Delta 533, follow the 75 Martel 125.32. Delta 533.
Delta 1379, 5 North uniform.
Fuel flow injection.
Delta 1379,
check.
round, roger.
Waiting for the cutoff. There's the cutoff. Start engine number 1. Fuel is flowing. And fuel injection.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
SkyWest 3027 at ramp 3 now.
Fuel
Going
flow
echo.
is good.
Alright, ramp 3, going echo, SkyWest 3027.
APU off. Bleed off. Clear to disconnect. Got my thumbs up there. Pitot tubes are on. Navigation on. No bad lights. Generator 1. Generator 2 check. All good. Everything's good in the overhead.
476 at ramp 1, give way to the outbound
Alright, give me flaps 5, please.
Foxtrot to the ramp.
Alright, at ramp 1, give way to the outbound 75.
So it's disconnected and bypassed and has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
You bet. Alright, flight controls check here. Full left, full right, back, forward, rudder, rudder, centered, flight control check completed. And he's got the tags. We are
Delta
happy.
1379
Thank you.
round runway 8 right, taxi via Echo and hold short of ramp 4.
Echo shorter ramp 4, Delta 1379.
Southwest 868, ready to taxi, runway 25 right.
Southwest 868 taxi to runway 25 right via taxiways Delta 11, Echo 12, Foxtrot 12, Foxtrot, Foxtrot 13, hold short runway 25 right, and runway 25 right.
What is that crazy instructions you just gave me? What? That makes absolutely no sense. Okay, whatever. That's what you want. That's what we're gonna do, baby. All right. Taxi to runway 25 right via taxiways Delta 11, Echo, Echo 12, Foxtrot 12, Foxtrot, Foxtrot 13, hold short runway 25 right, and runway 25 right, Southwest 868. That is a weird.
Southwest 868 taxi to runway 25 right via taxiways Delta 11, Echo 12, Foxtrot 12, Foxtrot, Foxtrot 13, hold short runway 25 right, and runway 25 right.
Delta 1379, continue and hold short of ramp 3.
Yeah, go ahead and answer for that, please.
Taxi to runway 25 right via taxiways Delta 11 Echo Echo 12 Foxtrot 12 Foxtrot Foxtrot 13 hold short runway 25 right and runway 25 right Southwest 868.
Short of ramp 3, Delta 1379.
All right. What am I doing? Oh my God, I'm totally lost. Oh, come on. Boy, you can tell I'm rusty. All right, before taxi checklist here. Generators are on, probe heat on, anti-ice off as required. Isolation valves are auto, closed. Engine start switches are on continuous. Recall checked. No lights, fantastic. Auto brake is RTO. Engine start levers idle dedent. Flight controls have been checked. Ground equipment is clear on the left and on the right. And we are ready to go. We were supposed to do that before we contacted ground for taxi,
Ground
but
Delta 805,
whatever.
loop for ramp 2.
All right, let's move.
Delta 805, ground join Foxtrot to 2.
Foxtrot to 2, Delta 805.
And out of the ramp we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt. Insert the metal flap into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the entire flight, as you may experience unexpected turbulence. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. Doors can be opened by moving the handle in the direction of the arrow. Each door is equipped with an inflatable slide, which may also be attached and used as a life raft.
Check right and left. I don't know why they had me going across and then coming back around, but
Oxygen mask will automatically drop down in
whatever you want, bro.
To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you.
Oh, you know what I think it is? It's probably because I didn't update the taxi routing information.
And breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask.
In fact, I know it is just by looking at the
Southwest 868, clear to cross runway 25 right.
Clear to cross runway 25 right, Southwest 868.
In the event of an emergency, you will be asked to get into the brace position.
Approaching 25 right.
On top of your head and your elbows against your thighs. Ensure that your feet are flat on the floor. A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat.
Hello.
When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head, passing the straps around your waist and adjust at the front.
Turn here.
Replace the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only after leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpiece. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. Also, your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. At this time, your portable electronic devices must be set to airplane mode for the duration of the flight, as such devices may interfere with the electronic equipment on board this aircraft. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or
looks like we're number 3 in the sequence.
The lavatory is prohibited by law. You will find this and all
Southwest 868, contact tower on 118.7. Enjoy your evening.
Read it before takeoff.
Tower on 118.7, Southwest 868.
One of our crewmen. Wish you all an enjoyable flight.
Brakes, bro, brakes. We're going to be waiting here a while. All right, before takeoff checklist here, flaps, 5 green lights, stabilizer trim.
Clear to land
0 units, set.
1692.
Would be bad if you took off without the right trim. And cabin crew, take a seat.
Crew, take your seats for takeoff, please.
All right, now we're just waiting for our turn.
So 1692, turn right, cross, I'm turn right.
Airport's getting busy.
Turn right, cross 31 right, then we'll contact ground Southwest 1692, good day, sir.
Eventually, pilot to ATC and World Traffic 3 are going to interface with each other. But before we can do that, this right here needs to stop happening. This double traffic on top of each other. This guy's going to abort and go around, and hopefully this guy will abort and go around too. There should be no reason for this. But it is what it is. It's the best we got right now until separation issues are changed.
Tower 671 Whiskey Mike, 2500 with you on the visual for 317.
671 Whiskey Mike, Midway Tower, descend your discretion, around 317 and clear to land.
Okay, descend our discretion and clear to land 317 Whiskey Mike.
I get to go after this dude does. Oh, by the way, in case I didn't mention it, this is Nimbus Studios' new version of Phoenix Sky Harbor. He did a lot of upgrade work on this add-on, and it was free if you already owned the original.
Southwest 810, no delay on the roll, turn right heading 110 over my 317 clear for takeoff.
I did some additional work. He left out the little details for whatever reason, but I went ahead and added them. Whoa, hey, crazy mouse. I added them back in, such as all the glide slope shacks, the antenna arrays. I added all those back in all over the airport. I like the little details, man. All right, bro, I'm next in line after you. Now, I had a thought earlier. Yes, World Traffic 3 and Pilot to ATC eventually are going to work together so that when I call the tower right now, he will tell me to wait in sequence. He'll say I'm number 3 for departure, and he'll shuffle us in and out. I hope they're doing that. If they don't, then it's kind of just a gimmick. Pilot to ATC needs to sort of be able to handle some of the traffic advisory stuff and hold shorts and stuff like that because of AI traffic running around. So I'm going to go ahead and call the tower now here. Southwest 868, holding short, runway 25 right, ready for departure.
Southwest 868, winds light and variable, cleared for takeoff, runway 25 right.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 25 right, Southwest 868. See, he should have told me to line up after company traffic departs. Line up and wait. Alright, he's gone, so we can start moving in here. Alright, lights on. Strobes on.
Turn right, heading 110 from my 317 clear for takeoff.
Heading 110, runway 317 clear for takeoff, Southwest 562.
Flight path is clear of traffic, entering the runway. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Up and away.
Right.
We'll do a full stop takeoff here. Into the glorious.
X flight 2134, taxi Mike, Quebec to signature, remain this frequency.
Mike, Quebec, remain this frequency.
On
Angel flight
runway
2134, thanks.
25 right.
That beautiful glow. Alright, we are clear. Let's go ahead and take off. Clock is running. Accelerating up to 40% here on the engines. Stable. And here we go. Toga.
So 1650 traffic 2 mile follow to the cross runway with 340 down runway 28 takeoff.
80 knots. Yeah, if he's going to cross right in front of me. Of course he is. Why would World Traffic 3 do anything but make traffic cross in front of me, even though this runway is flagged as active right now? V1, rotate. And positive rate, gear up.
2, taxi to the ramp, remain straight.
Stay with you, Southwest 1352.
Thanks for taxiing right in front of me, bro. You are completely demonstrating your current weakness. World Traffic 3. Alright. LNAV select, level change, autopilot engaged.
And the tower looks like our gate
Set speed 210,
on the ground. 1352 straight into the overnight area, monitor ground for the outbound.
Okay. Flaps to 1. Flaps up, set speed 250. Why is the auto throttle not on? I turned it on. Disengage itself.
Southwest 868, climb and maintain 2,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 2,000 feet, Southwest 868.
Southwest 868, contact Phoenix departure on 119.2. Have a good evening.
Departure on 119.2, Southwest 868. Southwest 868 out of 5,000 feet for 12,000 feet.
Southwest 868, good evening. Radar contact.
Night Phoenix.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we're currently climbing to our cruise altitude. Please remain in your seats with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt sign is extinguished. Thank you.
Leaving the civilized area of Phoenix.
Yes,
everybody continue to land on the incorrect runway. Oh, you know what would fix this problem? Here's my suggestion. Greg, I don't know if you're listening, but here's my suggestion. On the flight setup screen, instead of having to rely on wind speeds and all that other stuff.
Southwest 868, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign and you may now move around the cabin.
Climb and maintain flight level 200, Southwest 868.
While you are seated. In a few moments, flight attendants will be passing around the cabin.
That's 10,000 feet, lights off, and get us up to 300.
Drinks are also available at a nominal charge.
As I was saying, instead of relying on wind speed data, which is nice, but it's just not working. There's just too many programs are trying to talk to each other.
Southwest 868, contact Albuquerque Center on 128.45. Enjoy your evening.
Okay, sorry, hang on. Center on 128.45, take care, Southwest 868. There we go. Southwest 868 out of 12,000 feet for flight level 200.
Southwest 868, good evening. Radar contact.
Thank you. Let me finish my thought before you interrupt me again. On the flight setup screen, where you set up your flight plan, your time that you're going to depart, all that information, there should be boxes down there where you can type in what runways you want to be active for arrivals and departures at both airports. And World Traffic 3 reads that information instead of trying to read an airport operations file. This will force the traffic no matter what. Instead of it relying on whatever the wind speeds are at the destination when you get there or when you're departing. If it just relies on the data, you tell it, you won't have these problems where airplanes keep landing on the opposite direction runway, even though the wind speed says it should be going this way. It would be great if that functionality was put into the flight setup screen. It would eliminate so many head-on problems.
127.65. 2765, get out of 545 today.
Don't you think? Don't you think, everyone? Right, we are at 300 knots, and we are in flight mode now. Where's the pressure flight mode? There it is. Switch over to flight, and we can turn off our start switches.
Center American 604-390.
Good afternoon, this is Qantas 11 Heavy maintaining flight level 390.
No red lights overhead, so that's good. Ain't that beautiful?
Southwest 868, climb and maintain flight level 280.
I'm going to maintain flight level 280, Southwest 868. And that is 18,000. Set standard pressure to 992 set. That's birding. Glorious sunset we go. Alright, well, we're going to continue on up here, and I'll resume the video for the descent part. Until then, hang tight. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have just been given our clearance to actually begin descending. I was not prepared, so we're going to turn the fasten seatbelt sign back on up there. And we're going to get set up here for descent, and we need to start coming down real quick here. So first off, landing speeds today will be a flat 30 landing. So reference speed will be 137 plus 5, so 142. Checking our charts here real quick. Need to get ILS set up. Our final approach course is 196.
Southwest 868, contact Los Angeles Center on 127.5 to have a nice day.
Center on 127.52, Southwest 868. I'm actually going to start a shallow descent here, about 1,000 feet here, continue descending up. And I need to be above 30,000 feet for our first descent here. We already have our frequency set for the actual runway ILS itself, the localizer. So just verify one more time. Final approach course is 196. We are set. And one more thing here. Of course, I like to set my fixes up here. KSNA 196. We'll just do 2 rings here. We'll do a 10-mile ring, 196, and a 5-mile. All right, we are coming down here. Our first flight restriction, we need to be above 3,000 feet crossing Which. We are in the descent here. Alright, so descent briefing here. We're expecting the ILS 20 right today.
251.
We are currently on the Disney 3 arrival. Disney, however they want to pronounce that. ILS is 111.75. Final approach course is 196. Final approach fixed altitude. Let's make sure we got that set. We need to be at 3,500 feet once we hit Sager. And our decision height today is 200 feet. So we're already set up for that. Auto brake will be level 2. Flaps will be 30. Our speed is 142. I'm going to go ahead and leave a little reminder here for myself. And we'll check in here. Southwest 868, descending via the Disney 3 arrival.
Southwest 868, good evening. Radar contact.
Sweet. We are officially checked in. It's very dark and scary out here. When I see it completely black like this, this means that the OSM file that I created didn't take in this area, so I need to make a note of this area real quick, which is east of Joshua Tree National Park, so I'll need to rebuild the OSM data in this area. I already tested Santa Ana, John Wayne. That whole area is lit up beautifully, so it'll look great once we get over the mountains over here to the west. I hope. Please load. Everything, please load. And actually, we can put in KSNA. Set to 40-mile mode. We aren't close enough yet to show anything, but we're set. All right, leveling off here at 30,000 feet. I really wish the IXEG menu wouldn't pop out every time I slid my mouse off the left screen. I wish there was like a hotkey toggle. It's very annoying when you got balloon turned on at the level that I have it turned on.
To midnight to left center, resume normal state.
In a testament to how rusty I am right now, I forgot to do two things back in Phoenix. One, I didn't turn on the runway entry lights, and two, I failed to turn on the weather radar. I caught the mistake once I was, as soon as I stopped recording the first part of this video, I was like, oh crap, I forgot to turn on the weather radar. So it's running right now. And we do have a METAR update. The weather did get updated for us. We're now going to expect light rain in the vicinity. Winds are still holding for a 20 right arrival. But we're going to have some rain and some overcast clouds at about 3,000 feet. So basically, since our final approach altitude is 3,500 feet, we're going to be sitting in a bunch of soup until we start the final descent there onto the runway. We are most certainly going to be on IFR tonight. We are 100% configured though, ready to rock and roll. We are just now starting to pass over the Joshua Tree National Park, which is a humongous park. I mean, like, the park is huge, man. I gotta show you this. Hang on. Where's it? Come here, recording software. Look at how big this park is. It's huge. It takes up this entire valley. All right, we're about to cross Witch here, and when we do that, we can continue our descent down to 24,000 feet. You can see our restrictions here in this column right here. So our next restriction is 24,000 feet at Churro.
Center Mooney 217 Whiskey.
Dumping 6,000 feet in this very short amount of time here.
2109 Whiskey left.
Of course, there's our airport just southeast of Los Angeles. So, should be fun. Tilt the radar down here a little bit since we have mountains underneath us. A little more tilt. There we go. Alright, which is coming up here in 10 miles. We'll go ahead and set our altimeter for our next restriction here, which is 24,000.
JetBlue 148, 13,500,
I can see the clouds.
509.
Those are clouds right there.
JetBlue 148,
the last light of the setting sun is shining off the top of it. So that's the start of our rainy weather bank there. Let's get a little bit better picture here on the weather. X-Plane, with its glorious night lighting, has but one flaw, and that's a very short draw distance on night lighting. I'm hoping somewhere down the development road they eliminate this light draw distance restriction and actually expand it to double what it can currently do. I think if it did double, we would all be happy. Or at the very least, instead of it popping in, find a way to make it fade into existence so it's not so jarring to us.
Cuban Max 8, contact center 128.37.
All right. We are heading down. We're going to go ahead and do vertical speed mode here. So I'm going to go ahead and do about 4,000 feet per minute. Yeah, we don't need that extreme. About 3,000 should do it. Shorten up our range here, 1 notch. shallow this up quite a bit. Let's just do a regular 1,800 feet per minute.
United 510, how's your red?
United 510.
United 510, how is your red?
It's been pretty smooth for the last, we'll call it 200 miles or so.
United 510, thank you, contact center 132.15.
3215, United 510.
Alright, the city is starting to pop in now. When you're way up here, it looks terrible because of the pop in, but when you actually get down under 5,000 feet, that's when the city lights just look amazing. Alright, we do have a speed restriction also at Churro, 280 knots, but we don't need to start accelerating just yet. And no more hurry anything. Let's go ahead and start accelerating to 80 knots. Because they're probably going to give us the call out here in a second anyway.
November 7210 Romeo, contact center 133.4.
You know, it probably wouldn't look so bad either if it wasn't square chunks that load all at once. If it actually did a radius, a circle around you, instead of chunky square blocks, it wouldn't look so bad either to have these lights popping up in your face. Speed restriction all the way to Disney. Once we hit Disney, we need to slow down to 220 knots. And we need to hit that at 8,000 feet direct. Go ahead and shorten our range ring here one more. Our next restriction is 21,000 feet, so I'm going to go ahead and set that right here. And now it's kind of we're going to slope our way in here.
Good morning, Canada 585, level 340.
Ahead of us, and then we'll start descending down to Brick. One of these days I'll use the VNAV button just to satisfy everybody's curiosity. A lot of y'all know I prefer not to use VNAV. I prefer level change and vertical speed modes.
Southwest 868, contact Los Angeles Center on 133.75. Have a good evening.
Center on 133.75, Southwest 868. We'll check in here in just a second. Into vertical mode. And let us start. Gentle descent. Southwest 868, descending via the Disney 3 arrival.
Southwest 868, good evening. Radar contact.
Alright. Standard 1,800 feet per minute descent. A little bright in here right now. Let's turn down these lights. Actually, it's because the sun is still up.
1340, intermittent light at work. Still the 2651. Nothing works. It gets better. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and set 18,000 feet. That's our next restriction. We have a block altitude, 17,000 to 19,000 feet. Since we're flying westerly,
Good morning.
we want to stay at even altitudes here, so we'll say 18,000.
239 Alpha space.
All right, we have cleared the mountains there. Palm Springs is off to our west over there.
528-360, pilot flight level 450.
Depot City.
Expected 528.
Should have weather updates here.
Alpha 38, contact center 132.05 today.
3205.
Still don't have a weather update yet. We're probably to ATC. Oh, scenery's loading. All right, our next altitude restriction is 12,000 feet.
Southwest 541, any chance to Buffalo or maybe
And that would be at FIA.
West 541, I'll be unable to release carrier space. Actually, stand by 1 second, let me ask around. West 541, clear direct to Pueblo.
Thank you, that's Pueblo, Southwest 541.
After FIA, we'll start decelerating to 220 knots.
Good morning, Center Skywest 3456, level 350, smooth right.
Do I have a weather update yet? No, I didn't.
Good morning, 453 at 360, good right.
Oscar 453, center, good morning.
This is a dead zone here where the OSM data didn't load properly. slowing down to 220 knots. So 1,200 feet. Set 8,000 feet, which we need to cross Desney, however they pronounce it, as I said. A little bit of help here on the slowdown.
Contact center 134.45 today.
3445, that's it.
Compass 5830 is flight level 320. Compass 5830, center, good morning.
Please have a weather update. I do not know why the weather is not updating, but that's not good. Alright, well, we must get weather from a secondary source, since it would appear that xEnviro has decided not to send out a weather update. Where are we? 3004. Let's set that.
Any ride reports up ahead? All been good rides so far this morning.
Southwest 868 contact SoCal approach on 127.4. Enjoy your evening.
Approach on 127.4, Southwest 868. Southwest 868, descending by the Desney 3 arrival.
Southwest 868, good evening. Radar contact. Continue descent via the Desney 3 arrival. Or the ILS approach to runway 20 right at JOHN Wayne, Orange County.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to say ILS since I spent so much time training on saying it and see if it actually picked it up. This will be for you, Dave. Continue descent via the Desney 3 arrival for the ILS approach to runway 20 right, Southwest 868. Nope, still doesn't understand me.
Southwest 868 in Wayne, Orange County is reporting overcast. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are calm. Current altimeter is 3004. Advising runway 20 right. Right traffic approach frequency is 127.4.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Thank you, Southwest 868. So as you can see, once again, I said ILS approach, and it translated that as numbers approach. Numbers approach. Does that sound anything like ILS? So, anyway, Dave, the creator of Pilot ATC, is looking into the problem for me still. He's going to see if he can get it recreated. He says it's completely baffling why it will not. It will not understand me when I say ILS or RNAV. It just refuses. So I usually have to let the virtual co-pilot answer any vector approach call. Well, there's Santa Ana starting to pop in up there.
432, have you maintained visual
All right, we
separation?
just got to get over the mountains here. I'm going to go ahead and go into terrain mode so I don't strike a mountain here. Right now we're okay. Tallest structure is 6,000 feet ahead of us. So we are leveling off at 8. There's the glow of the Los Angeles, Santa Ana area.
From 149, maintain visual separation. I maintain 3,000 for now.
Next, we got a bunch of stuff here. We got Long Beach, Anaheim, Santa Ana, LA, East LA. All starting to pop in here ahead of us. And I can see the 10-mile range ring here. And here we are coming in. And I see that this general aviation aircraft is landing on the exact opposite runway that I'm going to be using. Typical. Once again, if we could control the runways via the flight setup menu, that might alleviate a ton of headaches on arrivals and departures. Alright, we're about to get vectored in.
Southwest 868, turn right heading 278 vectors to the ILS approach for runway 20 right at JOHN Wayne, Orange County, descend and maintain 5,300 feet. Southwest 868, descend and maintain 4,600 feet, altimeter 3004 at JOHN Wayne, Orange County.
Descend and maintain 4,600 feet, Southwest 868. There we go. We're going to go ahead and pop out flaps 1 here. And start switch is continuous. I completely forgot to turn on the landing lights. Bad me, naughty me. Go ahead and descend a little bit faster. 1,500 feet should do it. Let's go ahead and set our speed brake arm.
Medic 1294, turn left, heading 320 on the runway 28 left, localized, reduce speed to 180.
320, 180, proceed, intercepted localized, 28 left, 1294.
Got our airport inside.
Medic 1294, maintain visual separation, play visual approach, wing 28 left.
Visual approach, 28 left, 1294.
And we'll go ahead and clear this right here. Legs. Ah. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Where are the vectors? Thank you. Let's go ahead and start slowing down some more here. 200 knots. Give me flaps 5, please.
Number 149, I'm sorry about that. Actually maintain 3,000 for now. 3,000 for the altitude for coordination.
Okay, we'll go back down to 3,000, roll 149.
We are very, 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 very
high.
high.
332 had a car 120.5 today.
120.5, number 122.
We need to get down to 2,800 feet by the time
Southwest 868, cleared for ILS approach to runway 20 right, fly heading to 272, intercept final.
Cleared for ILS approach to runway 20 right, fly heading 227, Southwest 868. And we'll turn on DOR localizer. Turning points. Looking for that capture. You can see the needle coming up here. Slow 180, ILS capture, flaps to 10.
Southwest 868 altimeter 3004 at JOHN Wayne, Orange County. Contact tower on 119.9. Have a good evening.
And approach mode. Altimeter 3004, tower on 119.9, Southwest 868. Alright, we'll start slowing down to 142 here, just because this big bird takes forever to slow down. And landing gear down, flaps 15. And we have glide slope capture, flaps 30. Set missed approach altitude, 3,000 feet, set. Landing lights on. Alright, landing checklist. Speed brake is armed. Flaps are 30, green lights. Landing gear 3 green, down and locked. Verify runway 20 right. Landing checklist complete. Oh, and engine start switches are continuous. Right? Right. Alright. We are on the final. We've got ILS capture alignment, and we've got glide slope alignment. Southwest 868 on final approach, runway 20 right.
Southwest 868 winds are calm, clear to land runway 20 right.
Clear to land runway 20 right, Southwest 868.
Cabin crew, take your seats for landing, please.
Following the highway.
So 76 there, Constable Simmons, RNAV, Delray, traffic will cross down field, only people left line up and wait.
People left line up and wait, Delta 76.
Alright, let's see how rusty I am here at landing this thing manually.
Approaching 20 right.
I have control. Oh my god, I'm so rusty.
400. 300.
Alright, taking control of the throttle here.
Minimum.
Cover 193, hold there for away turbulence. Plus 929 with speed.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
For 926 there, keep our best rated.
Long landing. Long landing.
4,000.
3,000 remaining.
Southwest 868 exit runway 18.
2,000 remaining.
Go ahead and miss this high-speed takeoff here and stow the reversers. Flaps up. Slow down, slow down.
So 19, south 929 Yankee, cross 22 for left, contact ground.
Cross 2 for left, Yankee, 9, stop with 920.
And start that APU.
100 remaining.
And turn off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we've parked at the gate and that it's safe for you to move about the cabin. At this time, you may also use your cellular devices if you so wish. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins.
Clear evacuate Southwest 868.
Southwest 868, welcome to John Wayne Orange County. Contact ground on 120.8. Enjoy your evening.
Members will be pleased to assist you. If you are continuing on with us to
ground on 120.8, Southwest 868.
So we get an accurate head count. On behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on today's flight, and we look forward to servicing you again in the near future. Until then, have a nice day. Thank you.
Gates.
Delta 1182, give way to the MD-90, leaving room 2. 1182, welcome.
Southwest 868, request taxi to gate 17.
Southwest 868, taxi to gate 17 via taxiways Alpha.
Taxi to gate 17 via taxiways Alpha, Southwest 868.
2 right.
Southwest 868, taxi to gate 17.
And that's the other bug that I need to tell Dave about. It always repeats the instructions to taxi to the gate, and it shouldn't need to. This is the payware conversion of LatinVFR's airport that was converted by, was it Skyline? I think is the group that
Delta
converted this airport.
2115, pass behind Frontier at Foxtrot.
They did a really good job on it.
Frontier at Foxtrot, 2115.
Except their World Traffic 3 routes suck. I don't know why people can't get this part right. Why can't you get this right? Where's our gate? Someone tell me where my gate is. Turn off these runway. Oh, are you kidding me? Off. Turn off lights. Off. Does any of these have gate numbers? Because if not, this looks like a wonderful gate right here. Actually, we'll do the one just left of the southwest one.
Ground Rudder 866, turning on to Foxtrot gate Alpha 39.
It would 866 route, taxi via Bravo Sierra.
Bravo Sierra, Edward.
Alright, here we are. Slowly. And start to turn. And taxi light off so we don't blind everybody. I can't see it. Let's say stop. There, come forward, slightly forward. And stop. Alright, where's my parking brake? Parking brake, sit. And over. Fantastic. And let's just crank up the lights in here so we can actually see what we're doing. Awesome, and we can kill the engines. Fantastical. Dome light on.
Southwest 253, pass on the RJ at Bravo Sierra.
Alright, let's secure the aircraft here.
Delta 2608, continue taxi all the way. Monitor tower, she's aware of your time.
Continue taxi, hold short, on and target, switch 608.
Collision light off. Fuel off. Right now, fantastical. Alright, let me file my flight plan here with my virtual airline. Stop the flight, file that PIREP. PIREP accepted. Fantastic. Woot woot. Alright, we made it, boys and girls. We made it. Oh, look at that. Southwest plane pushed back. We have arrived at John Wayne, Orange County, and I am pleased. That was a pretty darn smooth flight. I enjoyed that quite a bit. We are in the LA area, so I can definitely tell my frame rate is not at 60 frames a second. It has lowered down to just above 30, but it's still extremely smooth. It looks fantastic. And we are done here. Oh, there's a sound hiccup. Hiccup. All right, today's flight is concluded. We landed successfully. Actually had a good landing rating. We were a little long on the landing, but we were dead center, so we stuck it right down the center line. So I was happy with that. This concludes today's flight. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we're going to try to do an instant replay of that landing so we can see what it looked like. But as usual, if you don't see a landing, it's because the X-plane crashed. The IXEG...
We have Foxtrot push approved, 291.
Shh. The IXEG has trouble in playback sometimes, and it will crash the simulator. So, if you don't see the playback, we cut away to our closing title crawl. If we're successful, you'll see a landing. Here we go. See you guys next time, and start putting in them flight requests. See you next time. Bye.